Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com, and today we're going to take a look at my instrumental version of Purple Haze. So I have already taught this song, obviously, all the original recording at least. So all of the main riff and the solo, the main solo that Hendrix actually plays, not the improvised solo at the end that I do. That's already taught. So I'll link to those videos so you can find those to learn those sections. What we're going to focus on in this video is the new stuff. So that's going to be the transcription of all the vocal melodies, and I'm also going to kind of just break down what I'm doing, what scales I'm using during that improvisation at the end. All right, so we are in standard tuning here. Now for the first verse, sounds like this. Alright, so we're trying to emulate the vocal phrasing as much as possible. You know, he's got little inflections that are kind of hard to completely get, but you just basically want to do the, nail the melody and try to play it in some sort of rhythm like he's singing it in. So that first line. So that's just the 8th fret there on the B string, 3 times, over to the 7th fret on the G. And that main melody, 7, 9, 9, and do a whole step bend there at the 9th fret on the G. Alright, and then we have the second line. So you can see a lot of these vocal melodies, they're going to repeat themselves a lot. Maybe some slight variations in there. So we have now the 8th fret on the B, over to 7th fret on the G string. So that's 7, 9, slide up to 12, back to 7, 9. That's the lately things they don't seem the same line. So we have this so far for the first two lines. Alright, so this third line is kind of like the first. Alright, and then for the Excuse Me While I Kiss the Sky. Alright, I could do some slides up to that note. It just makes it sound fun to me, so it's fun to play. But you can, if you want to do it like that, play it there instead of slide up to the 12th fret on the G. But that's doing a half step bend at the 7th fret on the B string. A couple of them. And then 7, 9 on the G. Slide up to 12. Then 7, 9 again. Alright, the first little transition thing. That's just a 7, 9, 5 on the A string, which we covered in the original lesson series on this song. Now we have the second verse, which sounds like this. Alright, so this one's pretty similar. Little differences here. The first line. So that's just like the first line really in the first, slight rhythmic variations. If you could remember how he sings it, you can just mimic them. Alright, and then we have this for the second line. It's like, don't know if I'm coming up or down, that lyric. So it's that half step of the 7th fret again on the B string, half step bends. Then 7, 9 on G, then slide up to 12. Then back to 7, 9. Alright, next line. Alright, so that's the Am I Happy or Misery. There is a little kind of actual vocal phrasing there. So 8th fret there 3 times. So the 7th fret on the G string. That bend there at the 9th fret again. Now this is a fun lick to end this one. That whatever it is, that girl put a spell on me. So it's kind of fun. So that's definitely a little variation there that ends the second verse. So that's 7th fret on the G. And I'm going to pull off 8 to 5 on the B string. And then back to the 7 on the G. And back to the 8 on the B. And then back to 7, 9 on the G. And then it's all familiar. That's 9. Slide to 12. 7, 9. And the second transition riff is an octave up from the one you did before. Alright, then we make it to the main guitar solo, which I've already taught. So I kind of do it the same way. And then we add to that solo, we have the third verse, which sounds like this. All right, so that one starts with some octaves when he yells yeah real quick before he does it. So I just jump up here. So I just jump up here to the octave here at the 12th fret on the G string and the 15th fret on the high E. And back to the kind of the same as we did before. So that third line is just, so that's just that 8th fret on the B string again, over to 7 on the G. So I'm just doing the same notes, just kind of maybe phrasing them slightly different. And then this one is, alright, so that's a quick little 9-7 in there. That's that is it, as he's saying that there, is it tomorrow. So that's that. Then up to the 8th fret on the B string. And then kind of the same ending as before, same transition. Alright, then we make it to the outro solo. So this is where I do, the very beginning I do what he does. And then they kind of fade out, and I just keep going. So what is going on there? What I did is I played pretty much the same scales that Hendrix plays in the main solo to create his solo. I just went all over the fretboard a lot, but we are using minor pentatonic. So E minor pentatonic. So all over the fretboard, wherever you can just, if you don't know these scales, you can learn them at guitarlessons365.com. I have improvisation courses that really teaches you how I visualize all this stuff. So be sure to check those out. Those are in that premium section. But in addition to that, he doesn't just stick with E minor pentatonic. He also plays E Dorian a lot. So when you see this little, so those notes are not in E minor pentatonic, it's E Dorian he's playing in there. So the best way to really visualize E Dorian is just to see it as D major scales. So E Dorian is a mode of the D major scale. So or the D major key. So all you really want to think, since we have an E progression underneath you, if you visualize D major, you'll easily be that. So that's what I was doing. I was just kind of visualizing a D major and E minor pentatonic across the fretboard. Now that way of visualizing modes to me is like the easiest way to get it across, because you're just really thinking major scales, which if you got your forms down, which hopefully you do, if you don't, check out the improvisation courses. I kind of completely break it down how I see modes and all that stuff. And it makes everything very, very simple, no matter what mode and whatever key. It's really all the same. So it's not a lot of new thing. Every new mode and every new key, you don't have to relearn a whole new set of scales. It's pretty simple stuff as long as you understand how the modal theory works and where the modes places are within their parent key. So in this case, the parent key is D major. So just see D major or E minor pentatonic all over the fretboard, and you'll be able to just take off and improvise forever over the Purple Haze chord progression. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.